Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. In a week or two ago, I did a video where I attempted to name each franchise's best starting quarterback in franchise history and power rank them once I was done with that. Enjoyed doing the video so much today, I thought I'd try my hand out in the running backs. So, again, attempted to name each best running back in franchise history. Once I did that, power ranking them, definitely a challenging endeavor. Not only naming each team's best running back, a lot of teams had a few running backs to choose from, but then to rank them, so many Hall of Famers, few active players, definitely was tough, but tried my best. Name them in descending order, starting in 32nd, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, James Wilder, 1984. Wilder led the league with 407 carries and 492 total touches, ran for 1,544 yards, ran for 1,300 the following season, never had quite that success any other year. 31st, Jim Nance, New England Patriots, did much of his damage with the Boston Patriots, as in 1966 and 1967. Led the league in rushing yards both seasons, was named a first-team All-Pro, much like Wilder. Didn't have all that much success other than 2 seasons. 30th, Michael Turner, Atlanta Falcons. Played just 5 seasons for the Falcons, but ran for over 1,000 yards 3 times, leading the league in carries twice, and had every season had double-digit rushing touchdown totals. 29th, Alvin Kamara, Saints, still active, played 6 seasons, named to the Pro Bowl in each of his first 5 seasons, had over 80 receptions in each of his first 4 seasons. While he's never rushed for over 1,000 yards, he has at least 728 in every season. 28th, Arian Foster, Houston Texans. Foster led the league in rushing with 1,616 rushing yards in 2010. Led the league in rushing touchdowns in 2010 and 2012. Had 4 seasons where he went over 1,000 yards rushing. 27th, Ottis Anderson, Arizona Cardinals, played for then the St. Louis Cardinals. What a rookie season it was for Anderson, rushing for 1,605 yards as a rookie, named a first-team All-Pro. Had 5 seasons with the Cardinals where he went over 1,000 yards rushing. 26, Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers. Can't put him much higher because he played just 64 games with Carolina, but 2019 ran for 1,387 yards, had 1,005 receiving yards, becoming just the 3rd player in NFL history to have at least 1,000 rushing and receiving yards. Also had 2 seasons with over 100 receptions. 25th, Jamal Lewis, Baltimore Ravens. 2003 magical season as he rushed for 2,066 yards and 14 touchdowns, first team All-Pro. Had 5 seasons where he ran for over 1,000 yards and won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. 24th, John Riggins, Washington Commanders, then known as the Washington Redskins. Back-to-back seasons, 1983 and 84. He led the league in rushing touchdowns, 24 of them in 1983. Had 4 seasons, where he rushed for over 1,000 yards. 23rd, Priest Holmes, Kansas City Chiefs, difficult guy to rank. 2002 Offensive Player of the Year. 3 straight seasons. Was named a first-team All-Pro, as from 2001 to 2003, he rushed for 4,590 yards and 56 touchdowns, adding 206 catches for 1,976 yards. 22nd, Corey Dillon, Cincinnati Bengals. Dillon rushed for over 1,000 yards in each of his first 6 seasons, at least 1,129 in each of those years, named to 3 straight Pro Bowls from 1999 to 2001. 21st, Fred Taylor, Jacksonville Jaguars. Taylor had 7 seasons where he went over 1,000 yards rushing, 2 seasons where he had double-digit rushing touchdowns, 11,271 rushing yards in 11 years with Jacksonville. 20th, Larry Csonka, Miami Dolphins. Csonka won 2 Super Bowls with the Dolphins, was named Super Bowl 8 MVP for 3 straight seasons from 1971 to 1973. He rushed for over 1,000 yards. 19th, Frank Gore, San Francisco 49ers. Another tough guy to rank. Some people may think this is too low, as Gore did have 8 seasons where he rushed for over 1,000 yards. But other than 2006, where he rushed for 1,695, never had more than 1,214 any other season. Had just one season of double-digit rushing touchdowns. 18th, Marcus Allen, Las Vegas Raiders. Played most of his time with the Los Angeles Raiders, they were known as back then. 1985, he led the league in rushing. 1983 and 1985 had over 1,000 yards each of those seasons. Had 4 seasons where he had double-digit rushing touchdowns. 17th, Shaun Alexander, Seattle Seahawks, another difficult guy to rank. He had 5 straight seasons where he rushed for at least 1,175 yards. If you go from 2001 to 2005, he rushed for 7,504 yards and had 87 touchdowns, including 27 rushing touchdowns in 2005. 16th, Tiki Barber, New York Giants. Tiki Barber tired pretty much on top as basically his best 2 seasons, at least in rushing yards. Came in his last 2 years. 2 of 6 seasons where he had over 1,000 rushing yards, 10,449 for his career. Also a threat as a receiver, 586 career receptions. 15th, Terrell Davis, maybe the hardest guy to rank as he was a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year. 1998 MVP, won 2 Super Bowls, was a Super Bowl MVP, but after his first 4 seasons, just was very injury plagued, and his career went downhill after that. 14th, Jim Taylor, Green Bay Packers. Taylor was the 1962 MVP, 4-time NFL champion pre-Super Bowl years. 5 straight seasons from 1960 to 1964. Ran for over 1,000 yards. 13th, Curtis Martin, New York Jets. Martin led the league in rushing in 2004. 1998 to 2004. Had at least 1,094 rushing yards in each of those seasons. 2 seasons where he had 10 rushing touchdowns or more. 12th, Edgerrin James, Indianapolis Colts. It was surprising to me he had to wait so long to make the Hall of Fame. Led the league in rushing each of his first 2 seasons. 5 seasons where he had at least 1,259 rushing yards with the Colts. 4 seasons with double-digit rushing touchdown totals. Also had 2 seasons where he had over 60 catches. 3 seasons where he had over 60 catches. 11th, Steve Van Buren, Philadelphia Eagles. The guy on here who played the longest time ago, from 1944 to the 1951, but he led the league in rushing yards 4 times, becoming the first 1,000-yard rusher in 1947. Also had 4 seasons where he led the league in rushing touchdowns. Top 10, starting with Earl Campbell, Tennessee Titans, except he played for the Houston Oilers. What a start to his career it was for Campbell. Led the league in rushing each of his first 3 seasons, was named the Offensive Player of the Year each of his first 3 seasons. 1979 MVP, first team All-Pro each of his first 3 seasons. 5 seasons where he had over 1,000 rushing yards. 9th, Marshall Faulk, Los Angeles Rams, the 2000 MVP, 3-time Offensive Player of the Year, won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Again, tough guy to rank, but just did it all. 1999 came the second running back. Of course, as I mentioned, Christian McCaffrey later became the third with over 1,000 yards, both rushing and receiving in the same season. Altogether, 6,959 rushing yards and 4,071 receiving yards. 85 combined rushing and receiving touchdowns over 7 seasons. 8th, Franco Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers. Harris won 4 Super Bowls with the Steelers, was the Super Bowl IX MVP. Played 12 years with the Steelers, going over 1,000 rushing yards in 8 of them. Had double-digit rushing touchdowns in 5 of them, including leading the league with 14 in 1976. 7th, O.J. Simpson, Buffalo Bills. I know. We're not getting into off the field. On the field, O.J. Simpson was a beast, ran for over 2,000 yards in a 14-game season in 1973, was named the MVP that year, led the league in rushing 4 times, led the league in rushing touchdowns twice. Went over 1,000 yards rushing each year, 1972 to 1976, where he was named the first team All-Pro all 5 of those seasons. Sixth, Adrian Peterson, Minnesota Vikings. Peterson was named to 7 Pro Bowls with the Vikings, was a first team All-Pro 4 times, led the league in rushing yards 3 times, including just missing the single season rushing yards record with 2,097 in 2012. That season, he was named both MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Peterson had 7 seasons where he went over 1,000 yards rushing. Fifth, LaDainian Tomlinson, Los Angeles Chargers. He played with San Diego. Led the league in rushing back-to-back seasons, 2006, 2007. The first of those seasons set a new NFL record with 28 rushing touchdowns. Also did so much damage as a receiver. 530 catches in 9 seasons with the Chargers. A total of 153 touchdowns. 3-time first-team All-Pro. Fourth, the all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, Dallas Cowboys. Played his last 2 seasons with the Cardinals, but led the league in rushing 4 times with the Cowboys. 3 times led in rushing touchdowns. Won 3 Super Bowls. 1993 MVP. Super Bowl 28 MVP. Emmitt Smith, all-time legend, as are these first 3. Barry Sanders, Detroit Lions, third. How do you rank these top 4? But Barry Sanders played 10 seasons in the NFL, was named to the Pro Bowl in all 10 of them, was a first-team All-Pro in 6 of them, led the league in rushing 4 times, rushing touchdowns in 1991, twice was named Offensive Player of the Year, 1997 MVP. Second, Sweetness, Walter Payton, Chicago Bears. Sweetness played his entire 13 seasons with the Bears, led the league in rushing yards in 1977. Had a total of 10 seasons where he had over 1,000 yards rushing. Second all-time rusher to Emmitt Smith. Was a 5-team first-team All-Pro. Won a Super Bowl 1977 MVP. And first, Jim Brown, Cleveland Browns. Brown played all 9 of his seasons with the Browns. 8-time first-team All-Pro. 8-time rushing leader. 5-time leader in rushing touchdowns. NFL all-time record holder, averaging 104.3 rushing yards per game for his career. 1-time NFL champ, 3-time MVP, historic career. Jim Brown is first on my power ranking, each team's best running back. Again, this was challenging, but I really enjoyed doing it. Of course, as I mentioned, some of the teams was hard to choose a best running back of all time. I'm sure some of you will think I rank some guys too high, too low. Let me know in the comments what you would change, but I really enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed doing the quarterbacks. Maybe sometime in the near future I could do wide receivers as well, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.